Hi, my name is Borys, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 awesome chord progressions for Melodic House. We'll be making these from scratch, and after today's video you'll be able to make chord progressions like these yourself. Before we get into the video, if you like what we are doing on this channel, make sure to subscribe. We've got more content on writing chord progressions and melodies coming up. And if you'd like to learn Live 12 with all the foundations of music production, make sure to check out the Beginner to Advanced Live 12 Start to Finish course. Make sure to also check out the Music Theory for Melodic House and Techno course, which really goes in depth into writing chord progressions. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so the first track is called Together Again, and let's just play this fragment. Okay, and we are going to be taking a look at pattern right here. We'll come back to this full loop once we make this progression, but let's just hop into a brand new MIDI clip and write this progression from scratch. Okay, so first of all, you've got this sound loaded up. A pretty standard pad sound actually. And let's first of all choose the scale. We are going to be writing this in C Lydian. And we can actually fold to the scale. We are not going to be using any notes outside of it. And we're going to be starting from C2. I'm just making the grid size a bit bigger with Control and 2. We're going to be playing the C chord, so the first step of the scale here for 3 measures. Then we're going to be going back to E. Then we're going to be going down to A. And also playing that for 3 measures. And we're going to be playing B here. So this is the first step of the scale, third step of the scale, this is the 6th step of the scale, and this is the 7th step of the scale. All we need to do really is select all the notes and add some scale degrees. These are 2 additional scale degrees, and then we can add this once again. And now we already have some sort of chord progression. Let's hear it. Yeah, and this already works. Yeah, let's quickly discuss the difference between C Lydian and C major. C major is all the white keys, right? But here you can see that F sharp, this is not the note in typical C major scale. And that's because the 4th step of the scale is actually raised. If we had major here, the last chord would need to sound like this. Would be the diminished chord, and this wouldn't really sound good. This wouldn't be a perfect resolution here, but instead we are using the raised 4th step of the scale with the Lydian scale. This now creates a nice resolution. And if you're using Lydian, just make sure to use the 4th step of the scale. And usually this is going to result in a more uplifting vibe of the overall progression. Okay, so once again, folding to the scale, and maybe I'll disable the preview. Okay, so I'm just selecting the bottom notes, just holding Shift and dragging mouse over it. And I am going to actually add like -7 scale degrees from this. So this is just going to add bass notes. This now follows the progression. The last thing we need to do here is take the thirds, so the middle notes of these chords, and raise that by an octave. Actually, we can easily do that by clicking Shift and the up arrow. Boom. And let's play the progression. Okay, so we have a very simple shape. We're playing a chord which is inverted. The third is moved an octave above. We are doubling the bass, pretty much repeating this chord shape through different steps of the scale. So 1st, 3rd, 6th, and the 7th. This results in a really nice cohesive chord progression. And if we now take this MIDI all the way back into this original track, This is how it works here with sidechain. And then on top of this we have a pad, which is playing the same MIDI. It's a centered mono pad. Then we have some strings on top of this, and these strings are really shimmery, and that's because of this auto pan, which basically acts like a tremolo effect here. And on top we just have a single high string sound. Alright, let's move on to the next example. We have this track right here, and this track is called Eternal Tide. Let's play it. And the main pad sound is this track right here. Okay, so here we have a brand new MIDI clip. We're playing the same sound. I can actually make it a bit louder. Okay, so let's get started. This chord progression is going to be an E major. So just choosing that scale, folding to the scale. And the first chord is actually going to be the second step of the scale. So F sharp. Second chord is going to be the fourth step of the scale. So A. And then here we're going to be playing the one, the E. We can extend these notes or actually just click legato. And we can also do the same trick as we did before. So just pressing +2, and we have triads. And this is a really quite long progression because we have 8 bars, but let's just play it. Really fast we can just add bass notes. We can either go down here, -7 scale degrees, or we can just click on these, drag these down with Control all the way down to these notes, and we're playing with bass notes. Now, we can also start disabling some notes to get started with our inversions. So this A we're not going to be using, and this G sharp also. We can also double this E down an octave, and we can also double this E here an octave higher. So let's play it now. So we have a really nice sense of resolution from the fourth to the one, really fulfilling sound, but we need to keep the tension at least through the first 6 bars. So we need to do something to spice this up. So we can mess around with some melody notes. This note we can make shorter, and we can add a melody note here. So we have an A major chord. And here we're just adding the 4th note here of the chord, just below the 5th. But an octave above. And this 4th really nicely adds tension here. We can also add a note above this E, because this E is actually the 1 of this chord. And just like the 4th, the second step of any chord also works really nicely for adding tension. So we've got this. I believe we have the chord progression complete. Let's play it. Okay, so even if we are using a happy scale, you could say E major, with some tension notes, like the 2nd and 4th step of any chord, you can add much more interest and make the progression much more elaborate. Let's check out this chord progression in context once again. Then we're also layering this with a pad, but just a simplified version of the chords. Then we also have a deep pad, and then a drone. And here we're adding some chord extensions. But these layers are quite in the background. And here are all the paths together. And hear this in context. Let's move on to the third track for today. This is a track that was made by the producer Lar in our Melodic House Academy, and actually in the Academy you can see him making this track from start to finish. Here's the loop. This is the main pad. Right, and let's get started with writing. Here we have a blank clip. And this progression is going to be in F minor. I'm going to fold to the scale once again, and let's get started with our chords. So we're not getting started from F2, but we're getting started from D flat 3. Then the fourth step of the scale is going to be the B flat 2. Then we're playing the first step, so F. We're going to extend this note. And the next note is going to be the third step of the scale, then the fourth step of the scale, and then back to 1. We can do the usual trick, just adding +2 scale degrees twice, and let's play it. Okay, we can actually get started with disabling some notes right away. This D sharp we can disable. We can disable the A flat here, the D flat here, and also the A flat right here. Okay, next step would be moving around some notes by an octave. So A flat, we can take down by an octave. And we can also do the same thing here with E flat. We can do the same thing here with F. And let's play it. Okay, so we are playing more or less the same range of notes, but we are missing some nice extensions and often just playing the simple fifths. The next step would be actually adding those. So here we can just add one note above, and this is going to be the sixth. So here's the chord. Here we can add the seventh. The original chord here used to look like this, and we're going to be adding this note right here. Let's move this back. So we're adding the fourth here into the B flat chord. Actually, we're going to be repeating this note right here, and this is actually the seventh here in this F chord at the end. Let's hear it. And the last thing, I'm just going to tweak the timing of some of these chords. So I'm just going to shorten these and take this chord, put it back, take this chord, put it back, and we actually can also just click legato to just fill in the gaps. And actually this is the same shape that we can find here, only we can just choose the scale. Okay, so let's take a look at the context of this progression. We have some sub chords underneath it. And that's pretty much all there is to it. We have just this one supporting layer. Sounds like this together. Let's listen in context. yeah, we just have this high string note on top. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this chord progression. Alright, I hope you will find this chord progressions tutorial useful. Make sure to check out our Music Production Academy with lots of start to finish courses on making tracks in various genres. And if you'd like to learn Live 12 with all the foundations of music production, check out the Beginner to Advanced Live 12 Start to Finish course. Make sure to also check out the Music Theory for Melodic House and Techno course, which really goes in depth into writing chord progressions. All of the links you will find in the video description. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a like, write a comment, and I will see you in the next ones.